Welcome to the next lecture of the series, and today we will start learning about single qubit gates. In previous lectures we looked at all the possible states a qubit could be in. We saw that qubits are represented by 2D vectors and that their states are limited to this form. This we studied that. In this section we will cover gates and the operations that change a qubit between these states. Due to number of gates and similarity between them, this chapter is at risk of becoming a list. To counter this, we have included a few digressions to introduce important ideas at the appropriate places. So, let's start with coding those gates. We'll make a new file. Single qubit gates. So, just visualizing this, and now we study first poly X gate. You can find a lot of resources, poly matrices, and how are they derived, and these are poly matrices, how they come into existence, and what is their physical importance. But here we will consider direct approach because as the time permits, we can't cover the whole syllabus. These are our images. This is X gate 0 1 1 0. This is Y gate 0 minus I 0. Sigma Z, this is 1 0 minus 1. And these are named after Wolfgang Pauli. He was a renowned scientist and he developed these gates. So what does an X gate do? We know that our zero state is given by zero and 0 1. This is our 0 and 1 state. So what does this X gate do? This X gate operates on 0 and converts it to 1 state and reverse. So this is defined by this matrix, and as you can see it is converting. So this is just a simple matrix multiplication. This is 0 1 1 0 multiplied by 1 0, and in output it gives 0 comma 1. You can calculate this, you'll easily find it. Okay, this is easy multiplication. So now we'll code it. Suppose we have a single qubit quantum circuit. Let's see how it works on actual. Let's rub it out. Okay, so initially at block vector this was the state 0, and we perform X operation on this. So this is moved to 1. Okay, so X gate did 0 to 1 and vice versa too. Quantum circuit. and 1 QC. Okay, and plot visualize block multivector. Okay, so plot block multivector QC. How are we using? Okay, so even without applying any operation, this is the state vector simulator, and we print it as qubit 0. Now we just put x 0 and do it again, so it is 1. So you can see how we reversed it. Now we come to y and z gate. Similar to x gate, this is y gate and z gate. If you multiply y with 0, so they also respectively performs rotations around pi and z axis of the Bloch sphere. So just move it. We have a Bloch sphere, we have 0 state, this was z axis, this was, and this was x axis, this was y axis. So initially we have 0 this, and y gate performs rotations around y axis. So around x axis, if we rotate, this goes here, but if we are here, z axis we make it. So if we y axis, we make the rotation as y. Let's see what happens. So what should have the come that this is the y axis, and we are rotating the Bloch sphere. So let's suppose this is here. So QC again equal to quantum circuit 0 1. Okay, so this is our initial output. Now QC dot y0, again we do that, and this is again rotated to 1. So anywhere we have seen it. So it will from this is the x axis. So if we rotate this along x axis, so this goes through this way here, but for y axis this goes through here. If you can see, this is the sphere different part and this is part. So both will lead to 1. Now see the z gate. That's fine. QC dot z0. So along z axis there is no rotation. So it's like this was the z axis, right? And this is 0. So if we rotate along z axis, so it goes like here. So it doesn't change anywhere. So you can see how the z rotate works. Now we try to do it again. This is our initial stage. Now we try to implement x0, then QC dot y0, then QC dot z0, and then print our output. So it has gone anywhere. So it has came back to the same place. And how did it happen? So before that, let's remove one operation. It's still there. It's still there. So it's y0. then qc dot z0, it should be there. Now this is something wrong, so it is x, we have to initialize here, so we have got 1 and then we x, then we put qc dot y0, and we paste it. We are here. So we see, so y0 came back to this to here. So if we put now 0, so it will come back to the original place. Now digression, x, y and z basis. You may also notice that zgit appears to have no effect on our qubits when it is in either of these two states. This is because the states 0 and 1 are two eigenstates of z. So what is happening, so initially the vector is s and this is z. So if a vector is pointing to some axis, rotating along that axis has no effect on it, either it is this way or this way. But the effect is happening when x and y we are doing. So suppose if a vector is in the direction of x, so then z will work and y will work, but x won't work because this will rotate like this. And for y axis, and if we rotate along y axis, so this will be the rotation time. So after each rotation, z and x will work, but y won't work. So these are the bases: y basis, x basis and z basis. Now you can see. Now we will do something good. We will convert x to y. We will make this is a Hadamard gate. So what does this doing? This is converting 0 to x. Now we apply qc dot x0. So since this is in the x direction, it should be leaving it is here. But if we apply qc dot y0, it will rotate, I guess, according to our prediction. Yeah, it has rotated exactly. So now if we apply z, qc dot z, it has came back to that place. So you can see the rotation is working. What is this Hadamard is actually doing? Now Hadamard is a fundamental quantum gate. It allows to move away from the poles of the Bloch sphere and create a superposition. So this gate creates superposition of 0 and 1 state. We can also derive its matrix 1 1 1 minus 1, and these are by square root of 2. This is square root of 2. This is Hadamard gatas. So if we multiply 1, 0, we get 1, comma 1 multiplied by 1 sqrt 2. So superposition is formed. And similarly for 1, if we put it gets minus 1. You can see that. So let's code it. You already have done this. Just here, we can do it again. This is what we're getting. So we apply a Hadamard gate. So what do we apply the gate again? It comes back to the original position. Now, if before applying Hadamard gate, suppose we declare a matrix, we applied a Hadamard. Now we apply a before Hadamard, we apply a x operation qc dot x. So since x is okay, so now since it is already in x direction, why don't we make it y? Initially this, then we get, and then we apply a z operation. So it's okay. Then you can try different and different combinations. Suppose this is okay. So now we apply a y. So it's not working, I guess. So it will come back to 0. Now measuring in different bases. So since we have these qubits in different axes and we have different 3 bases z, x and y, we can also say that what if we try to measure a 0 qubit in an x basis and 1 state in x basis, or x x, if it is an x, then we measure it in z. What can happen? Let's see. We define a measurement. We define a quantum circuit. We give the quantum qubit and control bit. Let's see what we have to do. We create a quantum circuit because we are measuring here, so we actually also make a classical bit. So 1 comma 1. Now initial state is equals to, here it is starting from 0 1, we initialize. Now qc dot initialize initial state. Okay, so now Since we are going to measure, so measurement of quantum circuit of 0 qubit on the clock 0 qubit, qc dot draw. So this measurement we are going to define new operation def measurement quantum circuit qubit and c bit. Now we put it in Hadamard. So we are actually converting a 0 qubit to the x basis. Now qc dot measure qubit. So this initial measurement is actually done on the z basis. qc dot h qubit. So what have we done? We actually converted. What we do? First, converted from z basis to x basis using Hadamard. Then measured, so it is default in x basis and converted again back to z basis. Okay, so actually this is what we did. Now what is going to happen? We can see that measuring in x basis is equal to h, z and h. This z here is represents measurement. So you can see the diagram. So initially we are at top state, we convert to Hadamard, we rotate along z and then we apply the Hadamard back to this. Okay. Now we can put a multivector. Oh, so initially this, then this, then this, and then this. Transform to z basis, measure in z basis, transform to x basis. So this is what exactly we plan to do. We wanted to measure in x basis. So now if it was initially in 0, we convert into x basis, transform to z basis. We can now we'll see how is this happening. You could create, we saw you could create an x gate by sandwiching our z gate between two h gates. Starting in z basis, the h gate switches our qubits to x basis. Yes, and z gate components are not in the x basis, and finally it returns to the z basis. We can verify using this. Following the same logic, we have created an x measurement by sandwiching our z measurement between two gates. So transform to z basis, measure in z basis, transform to x basis. Hadamard, measure, transform. You can see how are they converted. Now it comes to rotational operators. So these are actually rotations. We'll see the rotation operators in the next lecture.